The new update has just hit in the game and everybody's talking about it. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on exactly what it is and how it's super important for a lot of the things that we do. And it helps my integration stuff that I do with my marches. We're also going to talk about Supreme Strife that I got a chance to talk to the developers about beforehand and kind of go through that a little bit. So stick around because we're going to break this thing down. Hey everybody, I'm your boy War Daddy Chatsky. I do videos all the time, and if you enjoy the videos, be sure to throw a thumbs up on them and like them. It helps out the channel a ton. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It does not cost you anything, and we are growing our subscribers insanely, well over 40,000 now on our subscribers in only 8 months. So we are continuing to grow the channel and the community that we have. If you want to be a part of that community, you can always go into my description where the link to my Discord is. Come in there, hang out, talk about this. This dropped and now we all have to talk about it. This is the new update that is a huge update in the game that will come out on July 14th. This will be done at 6 UTC. They'll shut down the servers, they'll do the update, and then you get to get all the benefits and all these things will be in the game. So let's talk about this right off the rip. We want to talk about Supreme Strife. This is a tournament. This is a really cool type of thing. It is kind of like OL, but kind of not, okay? And basically what you have the rules of your registration. Your city hall has to be level 25. You see Season of Conquest, and it is a really, really cool event that I think that they're going to do well for it. Qualifying for the Strife. At the end of the registration period, the top 64 packs by total power in your server region, okay, international or China, will qualify for the Supreme Strife. The format, it consists of multiple rounds of matches with 8 packs in each match. A pack is a team. So basically 8 teams in each match. At the end of the match, the 4 teams with the most points will advance to the next round. Okay, this is really cool. The tournament lasts for a month with a round of matches held every Saturday. Team leaders can vote on the specific start times for their match. Each match lasts 4 hours. This is a 4-hour, basically, from what I understand and what I talked to the developers about, this is a 4-hour Kingsland, basically, that is acutely done, very fast flag builds, fast flag burns, all that stuff. You get points for kill points. You get points for all kinds of different things that you do in it, okay? After the Supreme Strife event begins, you can create or join a temporary alliance called a pact, which is basically your team. You do not need to leave your regular alliance to join the pact. The pact member limits will increase as the event progresses. You cannot quit your pact if it is advancing to the next round, but if your team gets eliminated or your pack gets eliminated, you can join another pack or another team that is advancing. So as teams start to win in this tournament format, they're going to pick up good players from other teams. It's going to be really kind of cool how that works. Here's the gameplay. Each match, the teams will be ranked by their points. They can earn points by occupying Supreme sites located across the battlefield. The battlefield is like kind of a Kingsland, if you will. It's just a zone. It's a square, right? All governors will receive buffs equal to max level crystal tech and past glory bonuses. Lost Kingdom buffs will not take effect in Supreme Strife battlefield. We have to understand that because that's a big all damage bonus effect that you get in Lost Kingdom, okay? To claim territory, the packs or your team can build packed flags on the Supreme Strife battlefield. Flags have a 355% bonus to construction speed and have a fixed durability of 1,000. Basically what this means is that it's very quickly to build one, and if the flag ever burns, it's done. You have a durability of 1,000, so once the flag burns, you can't heal it, okay? So that makes it really, really fast on the territory. The build speed of the pack flag is not affected by a number of governors helping to build it, okay? So you lay down the pack flag and you fill it up and you just build it fast. It doesn't matter how many governors are in there to build it. A certain portion of severely wounded units in the field and stronghold battles will instead be killed, okay? So you have to understand this, not only in the field, but in strongholds, there's going to be a certain portion, a small portion of severely wounded units that will be killed. Okay, the other severely wounded units will be instantly healed at no cost. So you don't have to spend any speed ups on this, and they'll be returned to your city's own, returned to your city's power in your city. Okay, at the end of each Strife match, the majority of units killed during the match will be resurrected for free. Okay, the majority majority of those units killed. Okay, so you're gonna have a portion of severely wounded that are gonna be killed. They go into like a Hall of Heroes, and then after each match, the majority of those killed during the match will be resurrected for free. And the Supreme Strife commanders can equip skills from auxiliary commanders at no cost, allowing for all new strategic combinations. So now we're gonna do like Orleans, where we got auxiliary skills from other commanders. This is gonna be really, really cool on how to use that. Okay, so one thing we gotta figure out is exactly what the percentage is of how many dead troops you're gonna take, because if it's way too much, a lot of people won't do this. However, if it's a small amount, might not be a bad way to drop some power if you need to and go play in this. Okay, the rewards at the end of the Supreme Strife match, all participating governors will receive generous rewards. Governors who advance to the next round will receive bonus rewards. Governors will receive additional rewards based on the pack's final ranking. Okay, the reward pool includes permanent city themes, exclusive titles, marching effects, teleport effects, avatar frames, name plaques, and other in-game item rewards. A lot of cosmetics there. Okay, I didn't see speed ups in there, and I'm sure you're going to get rewards like you get for OL and heads and different materials and different things like that, armaments and stuff like that. I think you're going to be able to get some of those. I don't think you're going to be getting special inscription of armaments. I don't think you're going to be getting in KVK reward type stuff. By killing enemy units and training units in Supreme Strife, governors can level up their Supreme Battle Pass and unlock new rewards. Purchase this Supreme Soldier bundle to access extra rewards and added benefits. Okay, so a bundle is going to come into play with this. Got to have a little bit of a revenue generator with this. Now, this is a Pioneer experience. Before the Supreme Strife begins, we'll be holding Pioneer experience versions of the tournament designed to familiarize potential contenders with the rules and special mechanics. Okay, and it'll give us basically a preview of how this thing is going to work out for everybody. The Supreme Strife Pioneer experience has mostly the same rules as the regular Supreme Strife, but with a few different differences in the format, the rewards, and the Hall of Heroes. The Hall of Legends is what they'll call it. More details will be upcoming. Okay, now we go on to the second thing. So that's the Supreme Strife. Okay, this is an event that's coming. I think it's really, really cool. I think we're going to have to kind of see exactly how it works out, but I think it also provides great benefit for those of us in long off seasons. If you're sitting there for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and you got nothing to do, you can go play this on a weekend and go have some fun with it. And it creates a really kind of cool thing to do in between your long layovers from KVK. We have ARC, we have OL, but now this is something that is more KVK formatted, right? This is about territory. This is about building flags. It's about killing flags. It's about fighting, and it's more of a KVK format. It's like an OL for KVK, but it's really, really fast and really quick, and you go as fast as you can for 4 hours. Our summer event series continues. Break the waves and ride the wind with exciting range of new events. You got Esmeralda's Prayer. We know all about that. Esmeralda's Collection. That is always a lot of fun. Arms training is a lot of fun. It's a cool thing that we do. Tempest Clash, the bumper boats are back. Let's go. That'll be a lot of fun for us to kind of participate and mess around with. And then the Flowers of Dreams event is about to begin. During this event, you can spend climax to a climax. Clamix, we'll just call it that, to purchase Dream coins. Dream coins can be used to draw limited time city themes and other cosmetics. That's very cool. Whenever you make a wish with a Dream coin, you'll receive either a Dream ticket or a new cosmetic item. The Dream ticket can be used in the Dream shop, so we do have a shop situation going on with this event. The reward pool includes ocean themed city effects. So you got city effects now, cosmetics, that's cool. Profile theme, war themes, UI themes, that's cool. A plant decoration, a special avatar, chat bundles, bubbles, and chat themes. This is really cool. This is about the cosmetics and kind of the cool things that comes with the aesthetics of the game. I like it. While the event is ongoing, you can log in each day to claim lovely login gifts. That's great. Okay, so now the next thing is a Season of Conquest optimization. The new Crystal Tech system will be pioneered, all right, in Tides of War. I'm playing it right now on my second account in the heroic Anthem story that we have, and now it's going to be put in Tides of War. This is great. They honestly need to put the Crystal Tech, the new tech, into every KVK. Okay, in addition to that, Dalrock's puzzle box, you're going to replace the Epic Blueprint Fragment choice chests with Epic Blueprint Fragment Choice Chest that includes engineering now. Okay, so we get engineering now with those choice chests from Dalrock's puzzle box. And these changes will only apply to stories and events begin after the update. Okay, Ark of Osiris are going to go into some of this stuff with the Ark of Osiris adjustments, pre-season of Conquest. They're going to do some matchmaking algorithms that take into consideration kill point trends in the last 90 days. That's really good for the pre-season of Conquest. Matchmaking will also consider the recent power, kills, and number of registrants of both sides, ensuring balanced matches. That's just an Ark. Okay, so that's kind of a cool thing. Season of Conquest. The matchmaking algorithm will consider governors, commanders, equipment, and armaments. This is good. Okay. They made the matchmaking algorithm more resilient to fluctuating data such as average power and total points, okay, total kill points, because that is highly fluctuating all the time. Your power is fluctuating all the time. So we don't know what kind of an algorithm that's going to be, or how much that influences it, but now like filling your hospital and doing different things that kingdoms do to kind of mitigate power so they can be put in the right matchmaking. So we're gonna have to see how that works out, because they never get it right on matchmaking, but I love it now because we don't have no match found near as often. Okay, I was in a kingdom in 254 where we didn't play a KVK for 8 or 9 months because we couldn't get a match found. So they're definitely fixing that, but there's still always going to be issues with matchmaking. There are always going to be issues, and somebody's going to be upset somewhere. So that's just the fact of the matter. Okay, the Golden Battlefield they're going to replace the overall ranking system with an overall rating system split into 3 grades, S, A, and B. Kill points and kingdom history will no longer be displayed. Matchmaking rating and kingdom history will still be displayed for reference purposes. Okay, so that's how they're going to do the Golden Battlefield situation with the overall rankings and system and overall rating system. They're going to switch it. Okay, here's some combat optimizations. Okay, this is where it gets to be a lot of fun. Troops can no longer gain rage while out of combat. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. If my Attila is walking towards a bunch of siege marches and they're hitting me, I'm loading up my rage, and then I unleash when I hit something. Okay, so now that doesn't work. So now the benefit of that changes things a little bit when you are playing. Some of the back and forth stuff is not great, because now when you're walking away and you're gaining rage from being hit, you can easily turn, use your active skill, and then turn around and walk back again. And now that doesn't work. So that's going to change some things in the field. You have new combat settings. They've moved the filter mode, quick command, and attack march, and other combat related options to a new combat settings page. I love that. Okay, let's distinguish the combat settings page. They're adding a setting to adjust the thickness of troop march lines, okay? Because you don't want your march lines showing out there as far as where you're going. It makes it obvious that somebody's coming, that an enemy is coming, a white march line is coming. Okay, they added the setting to switch which types of march lines you want to hide, display, and hide. I wish they would do that with which troop type of march on the icon you can switch, but in the meantime, we're just going to have to stick with my integration trick to put a 1 troop into all the marches to make it an integration icon. Okay, added the sync quick command and hold and drag settings. If enabled, your attackable target settings for quick command will also be applied for your hold and drag commands. I love that. I think that's great. You can toggle that setting to whether or not you want to do your quick command and hold and drag setting, and if it's enabled, the attackable target setting for quick command will also be applied to your hold and drag commands. I think that's fine. Other changes that's roots, they added 2 new engineering commanders. Great, more engineering commanders. Achamedes and Mary the First. They will be obtained from the Wheel of Fortune in Season 2 and the Legendary Tavern in subsequent seasons. These are not next generation commanders. These are Season 2 commanders they're going to add to the game in the early game for the Wheel of Fortune in Season 2. So some of you Siege players, we will look out for that and kind of go through that. This is the big one right here. Dismantling legendary equipment with a special talent now refunds 100% of the forging cost and 50% of the awakening cost. This is very, very big, because what this allows you to do is dismantle your critted stuff. If you made a mistake with a crit, if you've made a mistake with a special talent, if you've special talented some cav gear for leadership, if you're like me and did some special talents for infantry stuff for leadership, I now I can go turn all that in, and I can get 100% of my forging costs and 50% of the awakening costs. This is not a change. That's always been the case. You get 50% of the awakening cost if you have it tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. Okay, so this is very, very big. We asked for this. I had a ticket put in on the Rock server on Discord, and it got 900 votes with only 7 voting against it to give us the materials back. You're changing the gear, you're power creeping stuff. We're locked into this gear, especially the special inscription gear, the special talented gear. We need that back. So this is a good first step, that we get 100% of the forge costs back. Okay, and so from there, the reason why they don't do it on non-special talent equipment, and this is very important for people to understand, because if you forge something, let's say you forge a calf spear, the set spear, it's 90 materials to forge that, and you don't get it crit, you can just dismantle it and get all 90 back. The only thing you miss out on is your blueprint. And then you could just go, if you have another blueprint, you could go forge it again, and you could keep doing that until you get a crit, and you're guaranteed a crit on your 5th forge if you haven't gotten it. Okay, so the reason why they do that is to still have the refinement system in place. You have to have the refinement system in place, because if you go forge, and I'll come over here, if you go forge one of these pieces of equipment, right? You forge any one of these. Let's say you go forge this shield, and you got to spend 90 materials to do that. If it does not crit, they're not going to give you all 90 materials back. And the reason why is because if you have multiple patterns of this, you can just keep forging it until you get it critted without costing you any materials. That completely nerfs the refine system. It completely nerfs it, because now you can't refine anything. And so from when you don't need to refine anything if you just have the patterns and you get all the materials back. So they had to have that situation set up into the game. Okay, let's come down here and find this again, as this is a really, really long situation here. Let's see. Okay, back to this. Governors who have dismantled legendary equipment with special talent before the update will be compensated for the difference in the refunded materials via mail within 1 week of the update. This is great. I have dismantled a dagger. I've dismantled a Book of Vengeance. I've dismantled Shield's Return, many different pieces of equipment that were critted and special talented, and it was like a gut punch. So now a player like me, and not all players are like this, I get that, and I'm not trying to say, I'm distinguished from anybody else, but for a player that has done that, because I've literally been telling players to dismantle your critted dagger, it's not doing anything for you. Your critted Seth's Call, it doesn't do anything for you nowadays. Even your Book of Vengeance, it just really, the power creep is too high. Now you get those materials back if you've done that in the past. Okay, I told you that something like that might happen, and now we're seeing that it's happening. Okay, so that's what you're going to get with the equipment, and it's very, very important. Okay. Number 3, we modified the effect of Rapid March and Rapid March 2 in Alliance text to increase troops' march speed when marching to a target when the target is in the Alliance territory. But now it's going to increase the march speed of your troops while in Alliance territory. Okay, that's going to be a new kind of thing, because now all of a sudden you always like to recall your troops, because if you target your territory, you go super fast. I think this changes things, because now you're not going to march as fast unless you're on your own territory. This will change a lot of things for how people get away from fights and how you get away from fights. So that's something we'll have to look at when it comes to the battling and the fighting in the game. They added some museum relics here from Mulan, Julius Caesar, Ragnar, and Mehmed II. And it can be now upgraded to another level. It's going to be interesting to see. Ragnar might be interesting, and so might Mehmed, with how viable they might be in the end game. Also, Mulan is still used a lot in Canyon behind Trajan. A lot of people do that. Okay, so we'll have to just wait and see what those museum relics are. Okay, generals, queens, and prime minister. Oh, thank God. Okay, so now anybody with general, queen, or prime minister can use imprison, exile, banish, and leader. So now you can pop king's skill and you don't have to pass king, okay? That is great. Now we can do that for basically any of the highest tier title members. And so that is a good function of the game. Great quality of life situation. Okay, divided officer management permissions into 6 categories: info management, member management, internal management, building management, garrison rally management, and admin management. Also added 8 new officer titles to Season 3 and Season of Conquest. That is so cool. Give us more titles with more things that those titles can do. I absolutely love it. Maybe the garrison and rally management. I don't need a title, R4N title in the alliance to go be able to change the garrison or go be able to kick marches out of the rally. Now I can just do it if I have a rally management role or have that specific title for that specific role. This is great. I love that. The in-game chat, you can now prevent governors not on your friends list from sending you a private message or mentioning you. I like that. I get a lot of messages, but I'll probably leave that open because I like to read from anybody what they have to say or any questions they might have. They increase the alliance block list to 200. That's great. And they replace the Destiny of Forge bundle with the Recast and Reforge bundle. Okay, we're gonna have to see what that does because typically they add a tier of that or they do something different. So we'll have to wait and see what that bundle does. And for troops who aren't retreating, the march speed of wounded and dead units will no longer be factored when calculating the troops' march speed. Okay. This is it. This goes back to my integration video. I'll have a card at the end screen to talk about that, how we saved archers, right? Because you have troop icons. And if you put a 300K march in the field, like let me do this real quick. If I'm gonna go put Chin in the field and I don't want it to have an archer icon, I'm gonna come over here and put a T1 cab in it. Okay, and when this thing runs out, if you scroll out, it has an integration icon. Well, what was happening, especially for the calves, if you were going to put a T1 slinger, it's going to slow down your calves a little bit. But what was happening in the game previous to this update, what's happening right now, is that the wounded troops will affect your march speed. So if you have a T1 slinger or basically an archer, or you have a T1 infantry in your cav march, to make it an integration icon, and you immediately hit battle and that particular T1 archer dies or basically is wounded, now he is not in your march anymore, you still are slowed down by the effects of that troop. This is basically a buff to my integration theory. And it really helps it to where that march speed is not being affected. Okay, it happens for the same thing with the other troop types. Some troop types or some commanders like Luce have hey, if it's just infantry, you have a 20% march speed. And if you have a T1 cav in there, that it should be still pretty fast, but you're not going to get that 20%. The minute that T1 cav dies, once you hit something and attack something in the field, then you're still not getting that bonus of having a 20% march speed because you have exclusively infantry troops. This changes things to where whatever is in your march after you hit something, that's the speed you're going to get when it comes to march speed. We already know it works for skills, and we already know it works for the buffs of your march. Okay, but we just didn't know about it for march speed. So that is actually something really, really cool that plays right into the integration theory of helping out your troop icons when you're fighting in dot mode, so your archers don't get targeted, your cavalry doesn't get targeted, and everybody can have integration and not have to worry about the march speed now. Massive update. This is really, really crazy. It's really, really crazy how this stuff works. I wanted to put my thoughts into it. I had some inside information on Supreme Strife that was really, really cool. I'm glad they're putting it in the game. It's going to be things people don't like, and it's going to be a lot of things people like. So just like anything, everybody just relax. We're playing pixels on a screen, for crying out loud. Let's see how this thing plays out, and let's see how it goes. The other part of this is the equipment side of things, which I think is amazing. It's amazing to be able to dismantle a critted piece of gear and get all the materials back. You guys all understand that you can't give all the materials back for a non-critted piece because it just completely nerfs the refine system. So that's how that works. And then at the same time, being able to give my integration theory a buff, I'm all for that when it comes to march speed. If you guys enjoyed the video, please throw a thumbs up on here. Any other questions that you have, put down in the comments. I'm always in there active answering questions. We've been fighting like crazy on my second account against 960, so I've got that going on. We've got live streams going on. Be sure to join the community with my Discord link in the description. And until next time, y'all have an awesome day, broskies.